Good morning, William here, and today I wanted to talk to you about another firearm. Um, One of the ones I carried with great regularity before I started carrying my shield full time was this gun right here. And this, of course, is the Ruger LCP in 380. Um, I got this at the same time I got my shield and my XDS, and this turned out to be a good, reliable little gun. It did have some break-in issues, which I'll talk about in just a minute. I did make a couple of modifications to it when I first got it. I put a set of hoe grips on it, and I also painted the sights because it has a very small sight picture. So I painted the front side orange and the rear sides yellow, and that makes for a very good sight picture because it's very, very small sights. This is unloaded, by the way, so just take my word for it, it's unloaded. Um, I thought this would be a very, very accurate little gun. Uh, Feeds hollow points just fine. The pin here, which holds the hoe grips on, had a tendency to work its way out. So I ended up putting clear nail polish in there, hold it in. Now, strange thing is that pin never came out when the regular grips were there, but only when the hoe grips are on. So, like I said, I have to occasionally reapply that because sometimes it works its way out. But the only other issue with this gun was within the first 500 rounds, quite often the round would not fully go into the barrel where it's supposed to be seated, and I would take a little pull of the slide to make it finish going into the chamber. Now that was not hollow points, by the way. That was round nose ammunition. It has never had a problem beating hollow points. I think I had one stovepipe or something with it, and I think it was from a weak cartridge that had nothing to do with the gun itself. But it did that with relative frequency when I first started shooting this gun. And I went back to the place where I bought it, and they said you might have a bad magazine, so they gave me another magazine. Now it didn't do it as often, but it would do that with fair regularity, where it would feel to seat that round. So I stuck it out and kept shooting, and after about 500 rounds, it seemed to smooth out. And I took it out and I fired another 300 rounds through it one day and had no problems, no issues, anything. And I also fired hollow points with no hangups. It did just fine. Um, I have to date, I have 1,365 rounds through this gun, and it's become quite reliable. Now, one thing about this also, it's extremely accurate. Um, I have done things with this you should never even try with a 380. And for when I first got my CCW permit, this was a frequent companion. I usually would put this one in my pocket with and take a couple of magazines as well. Um, the reason I stopped carrying it, first of all, 380 ammunition is getting rather tough to find, and if you know anything about ballistics, the 380 is not a great self-defense round. It's better than nothing, but it's about as low as you want to go for personal defense, for serious defense. And I just didn't have the faith in the 380 cartridge to keep it as self-defense. That's why I started carrying my shield full-time in 9mm. But the gun itself is very, very good, very reliable. Like I say, amazingly accurate. Um, Now, some of the other ammunition you have put through it. A good example, there's that tool ammunition you get at Walmart, and I'm not a fan of that, by the way. And Corban, when you fire those out of this little gun, it is really a handful to handle. I had to wear a glove to shoot because it really, really turns it into a little barker or a little powerhouse. And the tool ammo just plain hurt to shoot it out of this gun. Okay. Um, Other ammunition I've tried in a whole bunch of things, this is fine. It's just great. Would I recommend it for self-defense? Well, if you either can't handle a caliber bigger than 380 or just a van of a 380, sure, I'd say get this one. It's one of the better ones out there. It's smaller than the Glock 42, um, and I say the accuracy thing, you can't beat it. It's a good little gun. Um, as I said, I kind of retired this one. I still will take it out occasionally to shoot it, but as far as my carry gun, I don't carry this one anymore. But it is a good little gun. I wouldn't hesitate to say buy it. And like it's made by Ruger, which in Ruger is notorious for excellent quality guns, excellent quality reliable firearms. So the Ruger LCP, it's a winner.